Hi, my name's Amber Copparini, and I'm basing my PowerPoint presentation on social media and the effects that they have on people. My first article is titled Social Media Has Good and Bad Effects on Kids, and the second article is titled Facebook Users May Lead to Psychological Disorders. The author of Social Media Has Good and Bad Effects on Kids is Serena Gordon, a New York journalist who has been a Health Day reporter since 1999. She has 15 years of writing experience, and her work is shown regularly in national magazines like ePregnancy and Energy for Women. The author of Facebook Use May Lead to Psychological Disorders is Erica Swallow, the owner of Southern Swallow Productions. She creates tech, wine, and travel content and is an international speaker where she has spoken at WOMA Summit in Las Vegas, Social Marketers Summit in Prague, and Social Media Brazil and Sao Paulo. The thesis of social media has good and bad effects on kids emphasizes the good and bad effects of social media. Good effects would be they allow kids to interact with one another socially and allows them to express themselves creatively. The bad effects would be cyberbullying and sexting. It also emphasizes how important it is for parents to be aware of how their child is using social media. The thesis for Facebook Use May Lead to Psychological Disorders talks about the psychological disorders that may be the cause of the overuse of Facebook, which include antisocial behaviors, aggressive behaviors, and likelihood of developing stomach aches, sleeping problems, anxiety, and depression. Lower grades in school and increased absence in school could also be a result for overuse of Facebook. The evidence that was provided for social media has good and bad effects on kids would be quotes from Dr. Gwen O'Keefe, a CEO and editor-in-chief of Pediatrics Now, who said, "Social media sites are mostly good. They're where kids socialize and connect together today." Pediatrics Now was quoted by saying, "Social media provides an opportunity for learning and is a way for teens to access health information." Brian Prickman, an assistant professor of medicine and pediatrics at the University of Pittsburgh School of Medicine, also said bullying was around before the internet, but cyberbullying makes it easier. He also pointed out that sexting and sending nude photos to one another is a bad effect caused by social media. Dr. O'Keefe also said, preteens and teens spend too much time on social media sites. They may begin to show classic signs of depression, such as changing sleep and eating habits, experiencing mood swings, hanging out with different friends, or becoming socially isolated. The evidence that Facebook use may lead to psychological disorders provided was Larry Rosen, a professor of psychology at California State University. He conducted a study, and his findings were based on a number of computer-based surveys given to 1,000 urban adolescents and his 15-minute observations of 300 teens in the act of studying. The conclusion of Facebook use may lead to psychological disorders talked about how there was a positive psychological development as well from using Facebook, which was called virtual empathy. Virtual empathy was when a Facebook user felt some sort of depression or distress, and a lot of friends commonly reach out to each other on Facebook. And they also believed that hopefully that will spill over to the real world, and people in one-on-one interactions will come up to each other and help each other and will hopefully be there for one another. The conclusion for social media has good and bad effects on kids basically said whether social media has a good or a bad effect on a child, it's very important that a parent is aware of what their child is doing with the social media and how they're using it, whether it's on the internet, Facebook, cell phone usage. Parents need to have open discussions with their children about media use. And however, at some point, parents need to confide in a child and trust that they're making the best decisions possible based on what they have talked about. My opinion on social media has good and bad effects on kids is I do agree 100% with this article. I believe that the internet and other social media is amazing and that it provides great and different ways for people of all ages to communicate, our generation, our children's children. It's only going to get better. However, I do believe that the bad effects are scary to think about, especially when children are involved. But it's up to parents to be aware of what their child is doing and have open and honest discussions with their children and let them know what's right and what's wrong and how you can use social media, what you should be aware of, what you should avoid, what you shouldn't do. And as long as they know that the message is clear, I think that everybody should embrace social media. My opinion on Facebook may lead to psychological disorders. I agree with some things and I disagree with some things. I agree with how students, their grades can lower and how they can miss school. I agree that that could be the cause of Facebook. I think if you're studying and you're doing your homework and going on Facebook at the same time, you're definitely going to get distracted, and you're not in your full potential to learn. You're not your full potential to do your homework and to study. I also agree with Facebook being the results for antisocial behavior. I myself have become uncomfortable with face-to-face interaction, and I sometimes almost avoid it, and I believe that it is due to the fact that I'm always on Facebook and I'm always texting, and I'm kind of losing that face-to-face interpersonal communication. I don't agree with the aggression and depression and sleeping problems due to Facebook use. I use Facebook every day, multiple times every day, and my friends do as well, and I've never come across any type of symptom because I've used Facebook too much. And I don't think any of my friends have either. So that's my PowerPoint presentation. I hope you enjoy it. Have a good day.